Buick and Marine, C&B Operations of Chamberlain, and KPI Insurance. And today's game also brought to you in part by the Wigwam in White River, the White River Drive-In, Dakota Prairie Bank, Krogman Law Office, River's Edge Restaurant, the Sweet Spot Hotel and Business Center, and Cherry Todd Electric. With announcements from the South Dakota High School Activities Association being heard throughout. We are audio streaming as of right now as well on the KGFX page of drgnews.com. Our audio live stream is available, sponsored by Bauman Lumber and Wagner Auto, and the scoreboard feature when we have that available when there is video, also sponsored by Sioux Nation in Fort Pierre. Today's game brought to you within the game as well on KGFX by the Becky Pottsabah State Farm Insurance Agency, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, and the South Dakota Attorney General's Office by Lynn's Dakota Mart, CHS River Plains, Bauman Lumber in Fort Pierre, and Wagner Auto in Pierre. The one place to go, asking you to keep up to date with the scores of today's game with the Wagner Auto scoreboard at the end of each of our quarter breaks. Like we say, should be a fun one. White River and Lower Brule as they'll play for the Consolation Championship, a 2-1 tournament. Sounds a little bit better than going 1-2, even though both of these teams have had outstanding high school basketball seasons. White River's been here, obviously, their 16th tournament in a row that they've qualified for. Lower Brule making their second ever tournament appearance. Their first one was 3 years ago. They took 7th in that one. They'd like to get 5th in this tournament here. We'll start with a 2-minute timeout, and we'll come back. We'll talk about keys to success for both of these basketball teams as our broadcast of the last game finished up a little too late for us to get an opportunity to talk with either of the head coaches, but we'll take a look at this game and how we interpret and what we expect coming up in just a little bit. 2-minute break. Our Becky Pottsabah State Farm pregame show begins when we come back to the State B in Aberdeen on 1060 KGFX and the KGFX page of drgnews.com.
If you'd like to earn up to a 30% discount on your auto insurance, then here's your chance. Pottsabah State Farm has an updated version of the Drive Safe and Save app, and drivers rewards. Millions are now saying it, don't mess with my discount, and you will too. Just download the Drive Safe and Save app from State Farm to get started, or call Pottsabah State Farm agent's office and they'll be happy to sign you up. Call 224-4173 Pottsabah State Farm Insurance and learn more today.
Cash is king at the Golden Buffalo Casino in Lower Brule. Speed drawings are happening this Saturday, every 15 minutes from 7 p.m. From 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Your winning destination, the Golden Buffalo Casino, where we can't wait to see you.
The Wigwam in White River is proud to be a sponsor of White River High School and youth activities. The Wigwam is your local grocery store offering a great meat department, fresh produce, and friendly local folks ready to help you with your grocery and sundry items. Stop in and check out the everyday savings that the Wigwam is known for. Good luck, Tiger athletes, from everybody at the Wigwam, located in White River, your locally owned and operated grocery store.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app, brought to you by the Golden Buffalo Casino, from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it in time for this game. See live and archived video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota high school sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app, brought to you by the Golden Buffalo Casino. Download it now at the App Store or Google Play.
Welcome back to the Big B in Aberdeen as the Lower Brule Sioux take on the White River Tigers Consolation Championship on the line. These two teams played each other in White River back on January 12th, and it was a high-scoring game, but mostly in favor of the home team. That night, White River defeated Lower Brule 85-55. But I think Lower Brule was a different team back then. They started their season with 5 wins in a row, then they lost 5 in a row, the third of which was the game in question at White River in that 30-point loss. White River, or rather Lower Brule, kind of turned things around a little bit later. They lost 7 out of 8. In fact, 7 losses in the regular season were all between January 8th and January 30th. Up until the state tournament, they hadn't lost a game in all of February or March until still their opening round loss to the top seed, top-ranked DeSmet Bulldogs, 80-53. But White River bounced back with a 51. Let's make that Lower Brule. Bounced back with a 51-36 victory over the Lyman Raiders yesterday. That puts them here in the 5th place game. As for White River, obviously, this is their second home this time of the year as the White River Tigers in the State B tournament, at least qualified for the tournament for the 16th year in a row. It is their 15th straight tournament, last year, of course, being the COVID exception. White River gets to the state tournament out of Region 7B, but an opening round loss to Del Rapids St. Mary, 75-69. They bounce back with a come-from-behind win over Canastota yesterday, 74-69. So they've had two high-scoring games, and I don't think we should expect anything different than a game just like that yesterday. I do think we should expect something different than 85-55, what White River had in that 30-point win over Lower Brule back on January 12th. I'm sure White River feels that same way. They'll expect a different game, and they'll have to come out ready to play against a Lower Brule team that has done nothing but get better and better over the course of the second half of the season. Kind of talking about keys to success in this one. Before we go any further, I want to remind you on behalf of the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, wherever you're going, whether it's across town or across the state, make sure to buckle up every trip, every time, from the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. The broadcast of this state tournament game being authorized as well by the special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the South Dakota High School Activities Association. We'll have starting lineups coming up. Let's take another 2-minute break as you listen to the State B Consolation Championship on KGFX and DRGnews.com.
When you're in need of a fresh hot meal or a great snack, stop at the White River Drive-In. Open daily 11 to 8, 11 to 4 on Sundays. They have burgers, roasted chicken, shrimp dinners, and a variety of sides, from tater tots and cheese balls to fried dill pickles. And don't forget those sweet treats, too, especially ice cream. White River Drive-In. They wish the White River Tigers best of luck at state basketball. Success isn't an accident. Your hard work is paid off. White River Drive-In says, go Tigers.
This winter, sip on a delicious hot cocoa and lose yourself in the grace of a fresh falling snow before you smash that hot mug on the driveway and join First Dakota to bank some noise for winter sports. Stomp for block shots, holler for match ceiling takedowns, and go berserk for a perfect dismount. Let's give the home team all we've got. Bank some noise with us at First Dakota National Bank. Open a new account online today at firstdakota.com, member FIC.
Good luck, White River Tigers, from Krogman Law Office Professional, LLC. Krogman Law Office specializes in estate planning with a primary focus on wills. Call Kirby Krogman at 259-3474, 211 East 3rd Street in White River. Plan and protect your assets for you, your family, and your legacy. Call Krogman Law Office Professional, LLC, 259-3474. Proud to sponsor this broadcast of White River Tiger basketball. Your hard work and dedication shows. Go Tigers! Imagine what it would look like if we didn't have companies to haul away our unwanted things. Just take a second to think about it. Not pretty, is it? Byrie Brothers in Chamberlain can and does clean up that picture. They're here to help with all of your disposal needs, whether it's weekly pickup of household trash or you have a special project that needs a large container. Byrie Brothers will help you with whatever you need done. Give them a call at 234-5771. Byrie Brothers in Chamberlain. Satisfaction guaranteed. Call them today.
Back again into the State B, ready to go for 5th place. White River out of the locker room. Lower Brule continues their shoot around and warm up for this one. I think instead of just getting the shoot around going, you really want to get your legs going. Got to get warmed up because there could be a lot of up and down the floor in this one. We certainly do expect a lot of points. Now, yesterday, Coach Eldon Marshall told us that it was going to be important when they play a fast-paced Canastota team to still be patient on offense. And I think in the long run that really paid off for the White River Tigers. Yeah, they were down early, and Canastota did have a lot of good things going, especially in transition, but White River was able to control the tempo a little bit, still scored a lot of points, but it was an efficient game still for the White River Tigers. Maybe that's what they're going to have to do today to stay with a Lower Brule team that will also want to push the issue. But Lower Brule may have to have the same idea offensively as to what White River has in mind here today. Try to be a little more patient, but you know what? If you get your shot, take advantage of it. You don't get too many opportunities to make plays in the state basketball tournament just the same. Quick look at the bracket. Once again, 7th place here in the B was won by Canastota. If you heard that game on KPLO, they defeated Lyman, pulling away in the 4th quarter. It was a 1-point game going to the 4th, but Canastota with a 20-6 scoring advantage in the 4th quarter, defeating Lyman 59-44. Here again, White River, Lower Brule will go at it for 5th place. The 3rd place game goes at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Viborg Hurley, the 4 seed, taking on number 6 seed Del Rapids St. Mary. And then the 7 seed Aberdeen Christian will try to knock off top-ranked De Smet, who is the overall top seed. That's for the championship at 7:45 tonight. In the Class A tournament, Vermilion defeated Winter for 7th place, 78-49. Really sluggish last couple of days for Winter. Losing to Chamberlain yesterday, big. Losing to Vermilion, big today. They'll settle for 8th place. The 5th place has the pregame gotten underway now. David Burrell calling Chamberlain and St. Thomas More. That's on KPLO FM. Tonight, the 5 o'clock 3rd place game has Del Rapids, the 8th seed, against number 2 Dakota Valley. And for the championship seed, Sioux Falls Christian against the 3 seed Sioux Valley. In the AA tournament, at the end of 3 quarters out in Rapid City for the 7th place game, Mitchell is leading Harrisburg 47-46. That'll be followed by Aberdeen and Brandon Valley. Sioux Falls, Washington, Yankee third, and a Sioux West Side championship tonight with O'Gorman taking on Sioux Falls Roosevelt. That's the brackets. Let's give you the starting lineups in this one real quickly. You probably know them by now. Lower Brule with Brian LaRush Jr., the 6-foot sophomore, Gavin Thaya, 5'9" sophomore in the backcourt, and Shane Gray Owl as well, the 6-foot senior. Lane Gray, the 8th grader, continues to start at 5'9" in the backcourt. Keisham Thai is the big in the middle, 6'3" in the junior for the Lower Brule Sioux, 17-8 on the season. Head coach by Brian LaRush, assisted by Jalen Youthy. White River will go with Nicholas and Dylan Marshall in the backcourt. Nick, the freshman, Dylan, the junior, who's had back-to-back 20-point games in this tournament so far. Colby Scott is a 6-foot senior. Joe Seiler, the 29-point per game scorer, the leader, 6'3" and a sophomore. And Kenyon Easter, the 6'6" senior, will start again, and more of a role player on offense for White River with Marshall, Scott, Seiler, Easter, the starting 5 for the 18-6 White River Tigers, head coach by Eldon Marshall, assisted. As we'll have our Lakota flag song, we'll listen in, and our national anthem as well. Our Lakota flag song sung and played with the drums by Lower Brule singers. We'll have our national anthem as well. The consolation championship of the State B coming up here from Aberdeen. We'll listen in for our national anthem as well. Our national anthem, along with the Lakota flag song, job well done, and getting us ready for basketball. One more game of the season for White River and for Lower Brule. Once again, the starters for the Sioux: Brian LaRush Jr., Gavin Thigh, Keisham Thigh, Shane Graynow, and Lane Gray for head coach Brian LaRush. And for White River and head coach Eldon Marshall, it'll be Nicholas Marshall, Dylan Marshall, Colby Scott, Joe Seiler, and Kenyon Easter. Our starting lineups and the game officials, our law on the court, are Doug Rusink, Chad Vosikul, and Scott Whitlock, with Paul Roselle as the alternate, but Doug Rusink, Chad Vosikul, Scott Whitlock. Today's game officials are law on the court. They're brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office and their Division of Consumer Protection. We take a 60-second break. We'll hear from them, and we're tipping it off for the Consolation Championship next, the State B on KGFX and DRGnews.com.
With more and more people being at home, chances are you'll access a social media site to stay in touch with family and friends. Before you do this, please check your privacy settings to ensure you're being the safest you can be. For step-by-step instructions on how to check and change your privacy settings for Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and the like, go to consumer.sd.gov. With questions, contact South Dakota Consumer Protection Division, 1-800-300-1986, or email consumerhelp@state.sd.us.
Welcome to Lynn's Dakota Mart. Check out their selection in the meat, produce, deli department, and hardware, as well as the rest of the store. The freshest and best quality in the area. Don't see what you need? Just ask. The friendly staff is more than happy to help in any way possible. For any gathering, large or small, Lynn's Dakota Mart is there for you. Special orders and requests, too. Smart grocery shopping takes a little TLC. Lynn's Dakota Mart. Thrifty, local, and convenient.
With the lights dimmed here at the Barnett Center on the campus of Northern State University, the starting lineups continue for the Kulwicha Shoyate Lower Brule Sioux. White River having been announced. Boy, we're getting ready to go. I'm going to try to keep up to speed. I thought we had a pretty good fast-paced first game here today, Lyman and Canastota. I think we'll just have to try to keep up with this one here today. Could be a lot of points scored, but then again, you never know. Might be a little bit different change of pace, just depending on what happens and how things ultimately are run up and down the floor. Of course, it has to do with the efficiency of the offenses. These two teams should know each other pretty well. Joe Seiler will jump center against Keisham Thigh. The opening tip brought to you by Lynn's Dakota Mart stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. With Heather Williams in studio, I'm Brian Oakland, and here we go. Keisham Thigh will out-jump Joe Seiler, and Gavin Thigh will have to run it down. Lower Brule on the top of the bracket is the home team on the scoreboard. They wear the home whites with the gold numbers, purple trim. They're moving from right to left. White River defending will wear the road purples with the gold numbers and trim. Quick pass into the lane, but through the hands of Keesham Thigh, and it's taken away by White River. They get it into Kenyon Easter. Now a fumbled pass by Joe Seiler, but Gavin Thigh there defending will be the last to touch and out of bounds, and the Sioux will get to keep. Just underway. And Nicholas Marshall will inbound to our right. White River traveling from left to right. Lower Brule again defending right to left. Here's Colby Scott on the top of the key. He and Dylan Marshall setting things up. Now Dylan back to Nicholas Marshall, far side, and a patient possession to start here for the Tigers. Nicholas Marshall will fire with three. That's off the mark, no good. Scott will tip, and Joe Seiler will run it down. Then Seiler will pull the trigger. That up, no good, though. Keesham Thigh now pushes it ahead. There's Lane Gray finishing the transition on the assist by Shane Gray Owl. Thigh to Gray Owl to Gray on the finish, and Lower Brule strikes first. Dylan Marshall on the wing, steps inside the arc. Nice jumper from the baseline. It's up and good, and we're tied at 2-2. 6:40 counting down quarter number one just underway. Miss or make. Both teams need to get back on defense very quickly. Gray on the move will kick out. This is Brian LaRush Jr. looking for a three, but that's off the mark, no good, and the rebound down to the Tigers. Here's Seiler with it, well beyond the arc, his third different day and wearing a different pair of shoes each day. Here's Easter underneath. Kenyon got triple teamed, so he gets it out of there. Now back to Seiler, left wing three, it's good, and White River will take their first lead at 5-2. Joe Seiler with 29 points per game over the course of the season. Sioux will dump it down underneath across the lane. Lane Gray will kick it back out. LaRush now over to the far side in front of the White River bench. Behind the back, here comes Shane Gray Owl, but he's short on the layup. Rebound is down to Scott, but a long outlet stolen back by LaRush. Up ahead, LaRush misses the layup though. Battling for the rebound, it's Thigh with it back. Keesham fires from the middle of the lane, no good. Loose basketball up high and through the hands of Joe Seiler and out of bounds. It'll still be Lower Brule basketball. Couple of missed opportunities here for Lower Brule in particular, but a missed opportunity to get a defensive stop by White River. Now the inbound to Gavin Thigh, right back into the low block. Keesham kicks out. Lane Gray, three ball off the back of the rim, no good. Dylan Marshall up for the rebound. Here come the Tigers, left to right. Colby Scott with a pull-up three, and that is good. Colby Scott can get hot. He got hot in the Sodak 16 win over Wabash Summit in Mitchell about 11 nights ago now, and helped get White River here. Tigers with 8 unanswered, lead 8-2. Gavin Thigh leaning in, blocking foul underneath, and Gavin will go to the free throw line. And just under 5 minutes to go, we have our play stoppage, so right away a media timeout will give us an opportunity to step aside as well. With a 60-second break, White River on top early, 8-2, a long way to go, and we're back after a 60-second break, the State B on KGFX.
The staff at Dakota Prairie Bank is proud to support our young athletes in tonight's game. This time of year isn't just busy for them, but moms and dads and other sports fans as well. So when you're on the go, Dakota Prairie Bank provides services that make banking simpler for you, like their online banking. It's convenient and
Welcome back to Aberdeen as, again, technical difficulty kind of took us off the air momentarily. Been battling with that, unfortunately, this weekend, a little more than we ever expected. We apologize for that. Hope you can hear us now. Brian Oakland here. Not much happening. Brian LaRush hit 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. It's 8-3. Couple of misses both ends, but now a push ahead from Gavin Thigh off of the rebound to Keesham Thigh, who will get the finish. White River quickly back up the floor with 4:05 to go in the first quarter. 8-5, now 10-5. White River in the lead as Joe Seiler will get the layup on the left side. Halfway through quarter number 1. Shane Grayowl looking for 3 in the corner, no good. Dylan Marshall down with the rebound. Quickly up ahead, and there's Nick Marshall getting the finish. So now the transition of both teams really starting to run and gun. White River on top 12-5. Closed caption back to Heather Williams, our technical director. Can you give me a sign, give me a text to make sure you can hear me? That'll be great. There's a nice pull-up 3 for Brian LaRush. He's got his first basket. And we continue, 3:20 left to go in the first, 12-8, White River. As we start to wonder just how many points could be scored in this basketball game. Dylan Marshall pauses with it over on the left side. Low pass, short pass taken away by LaRush. Third turnover for the Tigers. LaRush can't get the floater on the baseline. There's Dylan Marshall for another rebound. Up ahead and the finish for Nick Marshall. Nicholas with his second transition finish, 14-8, under 3 minutes to play. LaRush right side stays with it on the wing. Grayowl backing off. Now stops and goes against Colby Scott, and Shane Grayowl will make a nice play, put it up and in. Here come the Tigers again. 14-10 our score. Seiler stops in the half circle, looks left, comes right with it on the pass to Scott. Colby now kicks out. Dylan Marshall eyes it, spots it, hits it. 3 ball down, 3 out of 5 for the Tigers from long range. Dylan with his second basket has 5. It's 17-10. Outside now, Grayowl tries a 3 from the wing. Follows the shot as he missed it off the front of the rim, and Shane Grayowl with a second chance basket as he hits it on the run for the baseline. Stop and go again. Seiler underneath, tried to go on the reverse. Actually had it on the right side probably, but he thought he had run out of room. Keesham Thigh with the rebound. The Sewer back at it, 17-12. Feed inside, it's Lane Gray for 2 and a foul from behind. That'll go against Colby Scott. Lane Gray with a finish, the 8th grader getting a kind of a trial by fire, so to speak, but he's played well in this 3-game tournament. He'll get a chance for an and one opportunity. Kenyon Easter is out. Gray misses the free throw off the front of the rim. Marshall collecting the rebounds. And there's a heck of a scoop. Good for Nicholas Marshall. He'll get the push by Gray. Nicholas asking, and he gets the bucket to fall and a chance at a 3-point play of his own. 19-14 now. Minute 35 to go here in the first period. Check the foul here. It goes, as we mentioned, on Gray. That's the second foul as a team for Lower Brule. Marshall misses the free throw. Thigh tips the rebound to Gavin Thigh. Keesham to Gavin. Now up ahead. Now an extra pass. Kick out. Grayowl for 3. That was pretty. Lane Gray had it underneath, and he kicked it out to Shane Grayowl. He puts his first bomb down. Shane's got a 7-point first quarter going, and that one counted. He hit one from out of bounds yesterday that didn't count, but it gave us all a laugh. This one, good as it goes. Now inside, Seiler muscling it up from the right baseline. White River up 21-17, 7 minutes in, 1 to go here, quarter number 1. Now LaRush down to the corner to Gray. Up top, Keesham Thigh. He will drive. Too strong off the glass, but there is a foul, and Keesham will go to the free throw line. Keesham, the 6'3" junior. Now, I haven't seen Lower Brule play for most of the season, but I kind of feel that as Lower Brule got better, they came into this tournament winning 10 straight. I mentioned them losing 7 out of 8 over the course of the season, including a loss at White River. But I believe as White River really started to get things going, this is the guy that kind of led the way, Keesham Thai, offensively. Missed the first one, rattled the second one in and out. It will not go. And the rebound is down to the Tigers with a 4-point lead. 40 seconds to go. We're in the first quarter. Big man Dace Marshall, who had an outstanding game in the win over Canastota yesterday, waits at the scorer's table if he gets a chance. Dylan Marshall, 3-ball, top of the key is up short, no good. Long rebound on the run, Gavin Thai. Lower Brule had the numbers, but Gray's pass to Keesham Thai is thrown behind him, and it's taken away by Nicholas Marshall. First turnover for Lower Brule. Now 15 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. Tigers on top, 21-17. They'll play for the last shot. Shot clock is off, of course. Seiler against LaRush. Steps back, launches a 3 from college range. That's no good, and it's pulled down by Gray Owl, and Lower Brule will let the time tick away, and our first quarter comes to an end. We expected some fun. We got some fun. So far, 21-17, White River leading the Lower Brule Sioux on the Wagner Auto scoreboard, brought to you by Wagner Auto in Pierre, the one place to go. We'll pause for 60 seconds. Quarter number 2 is next. You're listening to the State B Consolation Championship on KGFX.
Everything you want is yours at the Oasis Sinclair back in Oklahoma. Use your Dino Pay app to save money on every tank of gas. And now they're serving hot food, from gourmet grub and hot stuffed pizza. Food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Call in your order at 234-5325. Hunting and fishing licenses and ammo and bait are available. Open daily 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Mark Muller and his staff are doing what it takes to offer you the best stop around. At Oasis Pump and Pack in Oklahoma, they're proud of area students and their participation in all the many activities that enrich all our lives.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in South Dakota.
This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
White River with the basketball. Welcome back. We start quarter number 2 as the Tigers moving from left to right. Dylan Marshall gets around Gavin Thai. Tigers have it in motion. Now Seiler lost it but recollects it over in the left corner. Now driving, and Joe Seiler slicing and dicing up and in for 2. Tigers up the lead to 6 at 23-17. White River unofficially 9 out of 15 on the floor with 3 threes hit in that first quarter. Lower Brule hit a couple of bombs and a 7 for 15 effort as well. This is Lane Gray up against Dace Marshall. No good. Long rebound from Seiler. The push ahead to Nick Marshall. And Nick's got his 4th field goal down already. Dace Marshall, the 6'9" senior, on for the first time. Came up huge, as we mentioned, in that win over Canastota. Here's an intercept by Dylan Marshall. Breakaway against Keesham Thai. Keesham will let him go. Dylan Marshall with the basket. And suddenly White River, with the first 6 of the second quarter, leads by 10, 27-17. First minute gone by. In the second period, here's Gavin Thai. He'll hesitate, drive, kick out to Gray Owl. Now an extra pass. LaRush for 3 is on line by the back of the rim. It's no good. Dylan Marshall down with yet another rebound. Continuing to work in among the bigs. Seiler inside, bounces back outside to Marshall. Now back to Seiler from the corner. Baseline drive, too strong. Tip in, no go. And still a loose basketball. Seiler tips and he'll run it down. Good hustle by Joe Seiler as he keeps it alive and then drives and scores. And Brian LaRush and company need the timeout here as White River has run off 8 unanswered to open the second period of play. They lead 29-17. It's 6:16 to play. We'll take a 60-second break. This is the Consolation Championship on KGFX.
The Sweet Spot America Hotel and Business Center is now open in White River. Sweet Spot America offers pristine hotel rooms, conference room, fitness center, art and gift gallery, and wedding venue options, as well as a photography studio, massage therapist, and Santa Gleska University's GED program. Two Space is still available for rent. General Ed and Votech classes will be starting soon. Call 259-3939 for more information. Good luck, White River Tigers, from Sweet Spot America Hotel and Business Center.
Riverview Chevrolet Buick and Marine are happy to sponsor the state A&B basketball tournaments, and they're proud of the Chamberlain Cubs, Lyman Raiders, and Lower Brule Sioux and all of their hard work and dedication. Congratulations to all coaches, teachers, and parents that support the many student activities. They're all about family at Riverview, and they treat you like family whenever you come into their dealership. Riverview Chevrolet Buick and Marine in Oklahoma for superior customer service and more ways to get the best deal ever. Learn more at riverviewfamily.com.
Back at the State B, see if Lower Brule can calm things down, get some points on the board here, trying to keep pace with the White River Tigers. They get a good shot at the free throw line, but rimming in and out no good is Brian LaRush Jr., and White River is down with the rebound. Tigers left to right, looking for three more. Colby Scott this time will not get it, and Keisham Thigh streaks in for the rebound here. Tigers hit 3 threes in the first quarter, but missing that one here. Now Thigh loses the dribble, and it's picked up off of the fumble by Dylan Marshall. Inside, Dylan no good as Gray Owl tried to sell a charge. He was laying down on the floor, and the ball came right to him. That's an easy rebound for Shane Gray Owl, even though he was in danger of getting stepped on for a while there. 5:25 to go in the first half, 29-17. 2.5 minutes into this quarter, and Lower Brule has not scored yet. Christian Bishop, big fella off the bench, in for the first time for the Sioux. Thigh will pull the trigger. Three ball in the corner, no good. Seiler down with the rebound. Tigers up ahead. Joe Seiler, as we mentioned, another pair of shoes here today, fluorescent greens, but this one no good on the left-handed reverse. Thigh with the rebound for Brule as Gavin Thigh will set it up. He gets the high screen but loses the basketball. It was tipped away. Nick Marshall came up with the steal, and he runs into Christian Bishop. Christian tried to get out of the way, but Marshall is clipped at any rate, and Bishop called for the foul on the turnover. And it'll be a media timeout here in the second period with 4:44 to go. 29-17 here in the first half. We'll take another 60-second break. You're listening to the Class B Consolation Championship on KGFX.
We all work together. Your hometown is our hometown. At your Cherry Todd Electric Cooperative, we don't simply send electricity to your home. We look out for you and your entire community. We do so for a very simple reason. It's ours too. That's why we're always working to keep the lights on and our costs down, because we pay the same bills you pay. Your hometown is our hometown, and together we can't go wrong. Cherry Todd Electric Cooperative, a touch-tone energy cooperative, looking out for you. Good luck, White River Tigers.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical South Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Back at the Big B in White River. Had a fun start to this one. So far, the Tigers on an 8-0 run through the second quarter. It's still 29-17 as the pace of the offense, or the scoring production more specifically, has slowed down just a little bit. Tigers out of the media break. In action, working it inside to Dace Marshall. He'll kick it back. Colby Scott with the runner up and in off the glass for two, and there's a foul to go along with it. The assist to Dace Marshall. Colby Scott. Again, a lot of the offense runs through. As everybody knows, Joe Seiler, Dylan Marshall as well, but Colby Scott can get hot on a moment's notice. He's got a three-point play here. The foul went to Christian Bishop, his second. Colby with 6 so far, 32-17, the first 11 of this second quarter to White River. Tiger foul as Nicholas Marshall runs over Gavin Thigh trying to block a three-point shot. He gets up, helps up Gavin. Gavin will go to the stripe to shoot not 1, not 2, but 3. Marshall with his first personal foul. Tigers have 4 as a team, both teams in fact with 4 so far. First one rims off the front of the rim, rolls to the back, but falls off to the right side, no good. Gavin Thigh, he's had a good tournament. Second one is good. And he'll get one more. 5'9" sophomore, going to be fun to watch the next couple of years. That's the first point for the Oyate here in the second period. Second one is down as well. 2 out of 3 for Gavin Thigh, 32-19, 4:20 counting down first half. Dylan Marshall gets it across to set it up for White River. Gets the screen, roll not available to Dace Marshall. He got rid of it, then gets it back. Now Dylan against Christian Bishop. There's the dump to Dace Marshall and the assist to Dylan. Dace with his first basket. It's 34-19. LaRush spins, kisses it off the glass. Pretty move, Brian LaRush. His second field goal. He's got 6 points. White River quickly coming back with a 13-point lead. Seiler wants 3. The long one no good. Colby Scott will get the offensive board, though. Joey Seiler, 1 out of 4 from outside. 34-21, Tigers still with it. Here is Marshall. Ooh, in contact, and this is going to be an offensive foul. Gavin Thigh got in the way, and Dylan Marshall runs him over. Another good defensive effort here by Lower Brule as they try to keep pace, 34-21. It'll be with 3:28 to play. Dace Marshall checking out. July Schmidt is on for the first time. He's a senior at 6'4" for the White River Tigers. 13-point White River advantage. Gavin Thigh to Keesham Thigh on the near side. Keesham on a clear out, goes left side, right around Dylan Marshall with no helping defense. And Eldon Marshall none too pleased about that as Keesham Thigh streaks in for the layup, and we've got a timeout on the floor with 3:13 to play, 34-23. Tigers by 11, back in 30 seconds to the Big B on KGFX.
C&B Operations, your John Deere dealer in Chamberlain, appreciates the many young people and educators who are role models and leaders in our high schools, universities, and technical schools. We're glad to support the many area basketball players from this region, including Chamberlain, Lyman, and Lower Brule. Go to DeereEquipment.com and see how we can help you with everything to get ready for spring planting. Or better yet, stop by and see us at C&B Operations in Chamberlain, doing what it takes to make your farming operation more productive and efficient.
Consolation Championship here at the B. They're in a good one in the AA out in Rapid City for 7th place in overtime, and Harrisburg has a 64-63 lead over the Mitchell Colonels with 2 to play. Chamberlain, St. Thomas underway in the Class A consolation on KPLO. David Burrell will keep us updated on that. Out of the timeout, Joe Seiler goes back to work. Seiler with his sixth field goal, now 13 points, and White River leads by 13. 2:50 to count down first half. Gavin Thigh on the move, tripped up on his drive to the bucket. And we'll see if they call this on the floor or in the act. Nick Marshall, the guilty party, I think there was a number 3 put up, and they say in the act of shooting. Marshall will pick up his second personal, and Gavin Thigh will shoot 2 this time. Hit 2 out of 3 a moment ago. First one this time is good for the sophomore. Vermilion beat Winter 78-49 for 7th place in the A. Canastota over Lyman here at the B for 7th place, 59-44 earlier on KPLO FM. Thigh goes 2 for 2 this time, back to an 11-point game, 36-25. Seiler slicing and dicing, and a reverse. Wow. Spinning left-handed lay-in on the right side for Joey Seiler. Got another one to go. 38-25. Here's Shane Grayowl inside, and he will run over a defender. July Schmidt takes the charge. Grayowl with the offensive. Turnover number 5 unofficially for Lower Brule. That is his second personal. And the Tigers have it back with a 13-point lead. Pull up for two. Seiler wants more. Doesn't get it here. Gray Owl down with a rebound, looking to run. But he'll pull it up. Now LaRush pulls the trigger for three from beyond the college line. That's no good. They get it back with a good catch underneath. Now Gavin Thigh. Scoop. Nice. Thigh's first field goal of the game. He's got 6. Off of the keep alive by the Sioux. Here comes Seiler again. No, that's Colby Scott in traffic. And Lower Brule will be called for a foul. And this is Christian Bishop, who is going to pick up his third personal off the bench. The big 6'5 junior. He's got the fluorescent orange shoes on today. 2 shots here for Colby Scott. The first one is good. Second one upcoming. 12-point lead again for White River with a chance for one more. And it's up and it's down. Substitution coming in. Kenyon Easter for July Schmidt. Starting 5 back in there for White River. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. 40-27. Expected a lot of points, and so far these two teams haven't disappointed, but Lower Brule trying to get more offense generated here. With LaRush to Thigh, sidestepping, scoop is up and in. Gavin Thigh with his second beauty in a row, back to an 11-point deficit for the Sioux. Seiler has it, wants to clear out. He'll come down the middle, scoop, left-hander's good. Joe Seiler matches Gavin Thigh. Seiler's got 15 on the board. I think I've got him for a little more than that. Here is Bishop fumbling the Gavin Thigh pass underneath. He'll lose it out of bounds. And the turnover will give it back to White River. Now I've got Seiler with 17 myself, so discrepancy there, but at any rate, it's a 13-point lead for White River, and they've got a chance for more. Stop and go. Marshall kicks out. Seiler spotting up for an open three. You can't leave him alone. Seiler piles it on. 45-29 with 45 seconds to play in the second period. LaRush to set it up, give it to Gavin Thigh. Gavin starts to the right side, now Kisham. Kisham between the legs a couple of times, drives, no, too strong. Got his own rebound, kicks it out. Gray Owl has to run it down, he does in the corner. Nice keep alive, now a touchy pass. Kisham keeps it alive again. Outside Gavin Thigh. On the move, and an offensive foul is called on the drive by Gavin Thigh. Tough break for Lower Brule. Gavin made another nice play, but a little too good or too strong of an effort. Make sure it's his foul, and it is. It's his first personal. So Brule trying to keep pace offensively, and I think just up and down the court. Maybe pressing a little too much. White River's got 10 seconds to try to get one more shot down. Dylan Marshall at the high post right side. Feeds ahead. Colby Scott on the cut, and Scott will score. Lower Brule doesn't have time to shoot one more. Our halftime break is upon us. White River on the Wagner scoreboard will lead the Lower Brule Sioux 47-29 at 26 points. Second stanza for the Tigers as they take an 18-point lead into the break. Scoreboard brought to you by Wagner Auto Company in Pierre. The one place to go. They're South Dakota's oldest family-owned auto dealership. That sends us into our CHS River Plains halftime break. 2 minutes, and we're back to the Consolation Championship of the State B on KGFX and DRGnews.com.
Your local cooperative has a new name. CHS Northern Plains and CHS Midwest Cooperative have joined together to better serve you under the new name CHS River Plains. You gain more options and more value with access to global markets and a powerful supply chain. And you can do more every day using inputs delivered by a team who knows what you need when you need it. Visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in today and let us help you own every day.
The Wigwam in White River is proud to be a sponsor of White River High School and youth activities. The Wigwam is your local grocery store offering a great meat department, fresh produce, and friendly local folks ready to help you with your grocery and sundry items. Stop in and check out the everyday savings that the Wigwam is known for. Good luck, Tiger athletes, from everybody at the Wigwam, located in White River, your locally owned and operated grocery store.
Congratulations to the Lower Brule Sioux boys basketball team on an outstanding season and making it to the state tournament. Everyone at the Golden Buffalo Casino is proud of your accomplishments this season and wish you the best of luck in the boys Class B state tournament. Play hard and make us proud, boys, from your winning destination, the Golden Buffalo Casino in Lower Brule.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
$47-29. That's a lot of points in a first half of play for the White River Tigers, but that's the score as they lead the Lower Brule Sioux here on KGFX. Halftime brought to you by CHS River Plains, serving Central South Dakota. Fun first half of play, but here's how it all went down. Lower Brule led 21-17 in an up-and-down affair at the end of one, but they outscore Lower Brule 26-12 in that second period. Brule just unable to hit shots. They went 4 of 10 unofficially in the second period. Let's take a look at the official stats. They're 11 out of 26 are Lower Brule in that first half, but only 2 of 10 from beyond the arc. They've hit 5 out of 9 from the free throw line. Lower Brule is led in scoring by Gavin Thigh with 8 points. All of those coming in the second period, including 4 of 5 from the free throw line. 6 points for Brian LaRush. 7 points for Shane Grayall, then 6 for Brian LaRush Jr., 4 points each for Keisham Thigh and Lane Gray. Keisham at 4 points. I mean, I think for Lower Brule, if you're the Sioux, you really want to get him a little bit more, see what he can do in maybe trying to draw fouls, get to the free throw line coming up in this second half. But we'll see if Lower Brule can find ways to get Keisham a little more involved in the second half. For White River, they've hit 20 out of 36 so far, 55%, but 4 of 12 from long range and 3 of 4 from the free throw line. 2 double-figure scores. Joe Seiler officially has 18 points. Now, I've got Joe with 20. I've got Dace Marshall with 2, but they've got Dace with 4 and Joe Seiler with 18 for what it's worth. Colby Scott is in double figures with 10. Nicholas Marshall has finished 4 fast breaks with 8 points. Dylan Marshall, has 7. As we mentioned, Dace Marshall with 2, maybe 4, according to the official stats. 47-29, White River with the 18-point edge. Rebounding, it is in favor of the Tigers, 18-16 overall, 6-5 on the offensive end. Rebounding leaders are Seiler with 7, Dylan Marshall with 5 for White River. Keisham Thigh does have 7 rebounds total, 3 on the offensive glass. Shane Grayall with 4 pull-downs as well. And then the assist column is a 12-5 advantage for White River. 5 by Dylan Marshall, 3 from Joe Seiler, 5 individuals with 1 assist apiece for Lower Brule. The Sioux have turned it over 10 times compared to just 4 for White River. Those are the official stats, and 47-29 so far. Our score is White River has the advantage. I wouldn't call it comfortable yet. There's a lot of ball game to go, and Lower Brule, as we know, can get hot on a moment's notice. Let's hope that happens, because I'd like to see a lot more points scored in this game. We'll see how it goes. Second half halftime will continue after another 2-minute break. We're back with more from the Big B, checking up on scores from other state tournaments next. You're listening to the Class B Consolation Championship on KGFX.
When you're looking for the deal that's right for you, and you want the best quality and service too, I'm gonna tell you about the place that you should try, and this will be the place where you buy.
For all your insurance needs, KPI Insurance has the protection that's right for you and your budget. Whether it's your auto, home, farm, ranch, business, RV, boat, motorcycle, or more, even all of your life and health insurance needs. KPI Insurance, call us at 234-2323 and follow us on Facebook.
When you're in need of a fresh hot meal or a great snack, stop at the White River Drive-In. Open daily 11 to 8, 11 to 4 on Sundays. They have burgers, roasted chicken, shrimp dinners, and a variety of sides, from tater tots and cheese balls to fried dill pickles. And don't forget those sweet treats, too, especially ice cream. White River Drive-In. They wish the White River Tigers best of luck at state basketball. Success isn't an accident. Your hard work is paid off. White River Drive-In says, go Tigers.
As you clear that last patch of snow from your driveway, breathe in that crisp, rejuvenating winter air before you throw yourself into a monstrous snow pile and join First Dakota to bank some noise for winter sports. Shriek for tide-turning reversals, whoop at game-winning threes, and gasp in awe at a perfect backwalker. Let them hear you from the cheap seats. Bank some noise with us at First Dakota National Bank. Open a new account online today at firstdakota.com. Member FDIC.
Good luck, White River Tigers, from Krogman Law Office Professional, LLC. Krogman Law Office specializes in estate planning with a primary focus on wills. Call Kirby Krogman at 259-3474, 211 East 3rd Street in White River. Plan and protect your assets for you, your family, and your legacy. Call Krogman Law Office Professional, LLC, 259-3474. Proud to sponsor this broadcast of White River Tiger basketball. Your hard work and dedication shows. Go Tigers! Imagine what it would look like if we didn't have companies to haul away our unwanted things. Just take a second to think about it. Not pretty, is it? Fiery Brothers in Chamberlain can and does clean up that picture. They're here to help with all of your disposal needs, whether it's weekly pickup of household trash or you have a special project that needs a large container. Fiery Brothers will help you with whatever you need done. Give them a call at 234-5771. Fiery Brothers in Chamberlain. Satisfaction guaranteed. Call them today.
Back at the CHS River Plains half, Don Meyer Court in Walks Arena within the Barnett Center on the campus of Northern State University, Aberdeen, South Dakota. Brian Oakland with the play-by-play. It is 47-29, White River with the lead. Consolation Championship in Class A is also on KPLO-FM. St. Thomas More leading the Chamberlain Cubs 16-12 in the Denny at the end of one quarter of play. We'll keep you updated on that one. Lyman took 8th place earlier in this Class B tournament, but they played their best game of the tournament of the three, even though Canastota ran away with it and opened it up to a 15-point victory in that fourth quarter, 59-44. Looking forward to maybe seeing the Lyman Raiders back here. They've got a lot of their offense, most of their production, I think, on the team will be coming back a year from now. The semifinals in Class B later on start at 5 o'clock with De Smet taking on, not the semifinals, but the third place game starts with Viborg Hurley taking on Del Rapids St. Mary, and then De Smet, the number one team, just one loss on the season. They take on Aberdeen Christian. De Smet's only loss of the season was by 4 points to a team that'll be playing for the Class A championship tonight in the Sioux Valley Cossacks. Meanwhile, Class A semifinals, actually Vermilion beat Winter easily for 7th place. It'll be for 3rd place Del Rapids against Dakota Valley, Sioux Falls Christian against Sioux Valley, as we mentioned, for the championship tonight in Class A. 7th place has come to an end. Mitchell outlasting Harrisburg in overtime, 78-72. So the Colonels are 7th place winners. Aberdeen Central and Brandon Valley will play for 5th place, then Sioux Falls, Washington, and Yankton. Later on for 3rd place, the championship is all Sioux Falls on the west side as O'Gorman battles against Sioux Falls Roosevelt. That'll be the 4 seed against the 3. Here we go to the second half. Second half throw in like the opening tip, brought to you by Lynn's Dakota Mart stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Starting 5 out there for both teams. Shane Grayowl, Keesham Thigh with Lower Brule, who has the ball. Keesham dumps underneath to Lane Gray, and the shot up and good. And a good start for Lower Brule. Hopefully to see they get back into their offensive flow here to start our second half. White River with the lead underneath. There's an extra pass. There's Kenyon Easter, fed by Colby Scott, and Kenyon with his first basket of the state tournament. The 6'6 senior, 49-31. White River back on top by 18 where they were at halftime. A 2-2 start to this third quarter. Gavin Thigh looking to move. Pretty spin move off the glass. It doesn't get any better than that. Gavin Thigh, an offensive weapon, but here come the Tigers trying to beat the Sioux down the court. Easter in the lane, good stop. He'll kick it back on the move, on the slide. Colby Scott no good from the free throw line. Up ahead it comes with Keisham Thigh. Loose basketball picked up by Shane Grayowl. Now they get back to Brian LaRush, and Lower Brule may have to reset. Gavin Thigh ready to penetrate, but he'll kick back to Keisham. Now slowing it up a bit. Here comes Grayowl. In traffic, shot is up and good, and a touch foul as well. Shane Grayowl with the bucket. Chance at a three-point play coming. Somebody got him on the arm. And that would be Kenyon Easter with his first personal. Team foul number 1 for White River in the second half. Lower Brule leaves the lane alone. Grayowl, no problem. Hits the free throw. Shane with 10 now. 49-36. Lower Brule trailing by 18 at halftime, but so far doing exactly what they need to do to try to chip away and get back into this one. Here's Easter on the right wing. Finds Dylan Marshall posting up underneath, and Marshall getting people flying by, and Keisham Thigh is going to be called for a foul. He came down on top of the backside of Dylan Marshall, and Keisham will pick up his first personal. Easter checking out. Eldon Marshall will send in Dace Marshall. Dylan Marshall to inbound, has to lob it in to the big fella. Dace with the receive, back to Dylan in the corner, fakes the pass, fires a three, that's no good, and the rebound will be tipped away and out of bounds by Colby Scott, as Grayowl had the position. So it goes back to Lower Brule. Off to a good start, looking for more. Thigh fakes a three on the right wing, gets to Keisham Thigh, now resets, swing it through LaRush to Lane Gray. He'll fire a three, left side, it's up, no good. Dylan Marshall with his 6th rebound of the afternoon. Up ahead, Dylan still with it, tries to feed to Dace Marshall, and it's tipped away and out of bounds. I thought, actually at first glance, I thought that went through the hands of Dace Marshall and out of bounds, but Lower Brule may have gotten a hand on it. It's on the far end of the floor from where I'm at. The inbound to Dace. Muscling in. Pretty shot off the glass in traffic. It's up and good for the big man. I've got him with 4. Official stats would have him with 6. Pull up 3. Gavin Thigh too strong over the top of everything and out of bounds. Gavin didn't have the rhythm on that one. 51-36, Tigers lead. Ryan LaRush going to send in a sub. And here comes 34, Caleb Flute, the 5'9 junior, taking the place of Lane Gray. Lane has a basket so far here in this second half, but just the look on his face, he just seems, I don't know if he seems himself right now. Here comes Joe Seiler, left-handed shot, no good. On the layup, Dace Marshall misses the putback, got another offensive rebound though, and then is fouled on the way back up. Couple of bunnies missed by White River. That doesn't happen very often, but a free throw opportunity for Dace Marshall, checking that Class A score. Still a 3-point lead for the Cavaliers. St. Thomas More leading Chamberlain 26-23. They've got a good one going on KPLO, and again, that is at the half. Marshall hits the first of 2. The foul goes to Gavin Thigh. Gavin at 5'10", trying to defend against 6'9" Dace Marshall. Tough task to do. Dace goes 2 for 2. 53-36 our score. Left to right for Lower Brule here in the second half. The home team on the scoreboard. LaRush gets it to Caleb Flute. Caleb back up top. Now driving against Marshall, the big one. Here's Thigh for 3. Gavin from long range on the kick out by Caleb Flute, who gets the assist. 3 minutes in, 5 to go, third period, 53-39. The lead cut to 14. Now a takeaway underneath by Shane Grayall on a fumbled pass by Dace Marshall. Here's Flute. He'll drive against Marshall. The scoop no good though. Too strong as he had to alter the shot. Dylan Marshall comes in looking for a rebound, won't get it. It's out of bounds, and we have our media break time. At 4 minutes, 44 seconds to play, third quarter, 53-39. White River on top. We'll step aside for 60 seconds, and we're back with more on KGFX.
The staff at Dakota Prairie Bank is proud to support our young athletes in tonight's game. This time of year isn't just busy for them, but moms and dads and other sports fans as well. So when you're on the go, Dakota Prairie Bank provides services that make banking simpler for you, like their online banking. It's quick and convenient, and a big help during this busy time of year. Good luck to all the participants from your fans at Dakota Prairie Bank, located in Fort Pierre with branches in Presho, Draper, and White River. Member FDIC.
Dakota Prairie Bank.
How do you define strength? Is it physical? Or is it mental? Maybe it's both. Maybe it's whatever empowers a person to dig deeper, fight harder, and overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Discover how much stronger and more confident your children can be. Encourage them to participate in a sport when they go to high school.
This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Back to the third quarter we come here. Consolation Championship on the line, driven by the Office of Highway Safety of the state of South Dakota, who reminds us all that buzz driving is drunk driving. You're listening to the State B Boys Basketball Tournament on 1060 AM, 107.1 FM, KGFX Pier, a member of DRG Media Group. We're live streaming audio only, KGFX page of drgnews.com, and on the DRG News app, brought to you by the Golden Buffalo Casino. Missed by Lower Brule. A takeaway by the Sioux, however, on a steal for Brian LaRush. Here's a Keyshawn Thigh three-pointer. Follows the shot as he misses off the front of the rim and puts his putback up and in. Keyshawn Thigh with a bucket down. It's 53-41. Tigers by 12. Seiler puts a man on the floor, and Gavin Thigh draws the charge. Just seemed like a shoulder shove here for Joe Seiler, if that. And Joey's got his first personal foul. A turnover for White River would be 6 unofficially in the game. LaRush fakes a three, gets to Keyshawn Thigh, top of the key. He'll go left side and the jump pass, dumping it off to Shane Grayall, but he'll back it out near center line. From the far side, Gavin Thigh now on the move. It's off the glass and down. Gavin Thigh, 7 in the quarter, 15 in the game, 53-43. White River's 18-point halftime lead has been cut down to 10 now. Caden Whipple into the game for the White River Tigers for the first time. He is a 5'11 senior. He's got it, and the pass across, tried to feed an extra pass into Dace Marshall, but it's taken away by Keyshawn Thigh. Up ahead, left to right come the Sioux. And with a spin move, LaRush in traffic, challenges, and is called, or will draw the foul. Whipple with hands in the air still. Maybe the guilty party here. Caden with his first, and Brian LaRush to the free throw line. 3:01 to go, third quarter. 10-point White River lead can be cut down to single digits after, again, an 18-point Lower Brule deficit at halftime. First free throw good, and another one pending. Dace Marshall will check out. Dylan Marshall back in. Nick Marshall. Kobe Scott, Joe Seiler, Caden Whipple still in there as well, but a sub coming once again as LaRush makes the second free throw. 8 points for Brian LaRush, one of the leading scorers at 16 a game, but has not had that kind of a offensive tournament, has not hit his average in either of the first two contests for the Sioux. Seiler takes the inbound, looking to run, now dumps underneath Scott, but his pass on the kickback is tipped by Keyshawn Thigh, brought in by Gavin Thigh. Gavin on the move. Here's Caleb Flute. Step back, no room to shoot. Now back to Gavin Thigh. Up top, Grayall wants three, and he'll rim it round and down. Shane Grayall On the kick out from Gavin Thigh. Boy, I tell you what, the Oyate feeling it right now. It's 53-48. White River leads by only 5. But a reach here for Gavin Thigh will be his 3rd personal foul. Trying to get it away from Joe Seiler up top. Talking about it on the Lower Brule standpoint in the second period, how they had to kind of get a hold on things and start being a little more efficient offensively. Right now, White River's got to do much that same thing as Gray Owl will step in front of a pass and knock it away. Takeaway for Shane. And the Sioux, who can cut this thing down to 3, maybe 2. And we'll have a whistle and a timeout. Is it a timeout or what? The official on the far side stopping it. I've got to think it's an official play stoppage here with 2:13 to go. Shot clock didn't start up. So they'll reset that to 26 seconds now, and we restart again the possession here for Lower Brule. And, well, again, the shot clock says 35 seconds, so I think problems with that. And a continued discussion with one official at the scorer's table. 53-48, Lower Brule right now on a 19-6 scoring run here since halftime. 2:08 to go, and we reset again. Shot clock is counting down, 20 seconds. Keyshawn with a step back, long 2 from 16. It's up, no good. Seiler down with a rebound. Tigers, of course, looking to run. Seiler too strong, too high off the glass. Gavin Thigh with a rebound. Still with it, leading a 3-on-2. Extra pass, LaRush to Keyshawn Thigh, and Lower Brule is within 3 at 53-50. Eldon Marshall off of his chair. Sioux fans behind us chanting for defense. Boy, it gets loud in here in Aberdeen. There's Dylan Marshall, but he misses a fairly easy layup that he doesn't normally miss. The Sioux down with a rebound. Thigh walks it up, meets up with Nick Marshall, top of the key defensively. 3-ball launched. No, it's Caleb Flute to tie the game. In the left corner, Flute, the junior off the bench with a big basket. We are tied 53-53. Underneath, White River drawing the foul. Shane Gray Owl hitting Scott from behind. Colby will go to the free throw line. This is our second tie in the game at 53 all. Our first tie was 2-2. White River ran it up in that first half, but Lower Brule on some kind of an offensive surge here in the third period. But the foul to Shane Gray Owl is his 3rd. Colby Scott at the free throw line hits the first of 2. Team foul number 4 for Brule. White River has 3 so far here in the second half. 57 seconds to play third quarter. Colby Scott is good on the second one. White River back up by 2. 55-53. Counting down the final minute of quarter number 3. Gavin Thigh crosses over. Ooh, he fumbled the dribble. Keeps it in control, picks it up. Now Keyshawn Thigh on the right wing. He'll come back out, reset. No, he just wants to shoot. He got some space, misses the 3, follows the shot. Gray Owl for 3 in the right corner. That's no good, and we'll have a foul called on the rebound. And apparently it's on White River. So an inbound throw in coming. 4th team foul for the Tigers. Didn't see who it was on. It's on Bryson Morrison, who has been in the game for a while, but that's the first time we've mentioned his name. Now a loose basketball taken away by White River. Up ahead, Dylan Marshall trying to pass on a bounce underneath. Lower Brule tipped it back to him, and the ball rolled out of bounds. I don't know if it was off of Marshall's foot or if it was last touched by White River. Honestly, well, I thought it was last touched by Lower Brule, but it was off the foot of Dylan Marshall. The officials talk about it, and they give it back to the Sioux. 26 seconds left. The Sioux probably will play for one last shot here in the third period. An outstanding third quarter for Lower Brule, but still trailing by 2 at 55-53. LaRush will hand off to Gavin Thigh. He gets a little bit of a screen. Now has Caleb Flute. Caleb does not pull the trigger, though, with 4 seconds left. Now he's got to make a move, and he drives and scores! Caleb Flute with his second basket, and we're tied going to the fourth quarter. On the Wagner scoreboard, it's Lower Brule 55, White River 55. Wagner appear the one place to go. 60-second break to the fourth. We go for the consolation championship after a 1-minute break. You're listening to the State B on KGFX.
Chamberlain Ready Mix has been serving the Chamberlain area since 1952, providing outstanding customer service on any job. With 8 radio dispatch trucks, you can rest assured they'll have your concrete there on time when you need it. Chamberlain Ready Mix can handle any ready mix task with their concrete pumping service, whether it's delivery for a basement, road, or any other concrete need. For all of your ready mix needs, contact Chamberlain Ready Mix today, 734-5741, 734-5741.
The River's Edge Restaurant and Tavern in White River is proud to sponsor high school sports. Stop in at the River's Edge for a great meal and cold beverage Tuesday through Sundays for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 2-for-1 burgers on Tuesdays. And family night on Thursdays with 12 and under kids menu half price. Friday and Saturday nights are steak night, serving the best steak and prime rib in the area. Look for the River's Edge Restaurant and Tavern on Facebook. Lunch specials posted daily.
Welcome back to the Barnett Center in Aberdeen at Northern State University to the fourth quarter. We go. A 26-8 scoring advantage for Lower Brule over White River. Down by 18 at halftime. Tie game going to the fourth quarter. White River with the opening possession, but a lower-the-shoulder boom of Dace Marshall will be an offensive foul and a turnover to start this fourth quarter. Kenyon Easter will check in. Marshall with his first personal. That's 5 as a team for White River. White River had 47 points in the first half, but only an 8 spot in that third period. They really need to try to get some momentum back in this game, because if things continue the way Lower Brule had things going in that third period, well, we'll just wait and see. Here's Caleb Flute to Shane Grayowl, and then Flute steps in and gets an illegal screen. Flute handed off, and then he tried to undercut Colby Scott, but that's a moving screen, and that's an offensive foul. Flute has his first personal. Back-to-back offensive fouls and trading turnovers there, but here's another one as Seiler runs over Gavin Thigh. Joe Seiler with his second personal. Third period, Chamberlain hanging tough with St. Thomas More on the Class A consolation championship, 32-31, but Chamberlain's number one scoring threat, Drayton Preve, has 4 fouls. Here's Gavin Thigh on the leaner, and the Lower Brule Sioux take the lead for the first time in this game. 57-55. Nick Marshall across the timeline. High screen was there from Easter. Now he hands it off. Dylan Marshall alone at the free throw line. Got nipped on the wrist by Shane Grayowl, and that's a big one for Shane. That'll be number 4, sending Dylan Marshall to the free throw line. January 12th in White River, the Tigers beat Lower Brule 85-55. We said we didn't expect that kind of a game today. And Lower Brule, despite a big White River surge in the first half, has obliged. Marshall, a rare miss from the free throw line in his first try of the day. Second one is up and good. Dylan, who scored 20 in the first game of the tournament, 20 yesterday in the second game, held to just 8 so far here today. Brule on top by a single point, 57-56, 6:40 to go. Thigh works his magic, pretty pass, but Flute didn't expect it. Gavin Thigh follows the pass and keeps it in control. Spins in the lane, shot up though, too strong, no good. Kenyon Easter down with the rebound. And up ahead go the Tigers. Seiler bounces off a defender, shot no good. Dylan Marshall, put back is good, and White River will take a timeout. Full timeout at that. We'll take it with him with 6:21 to play. It's now 58-57. White River back in front by 1, back in 60 seconds to the Consolation Championship on KGFX.
Everything you want is yours at the Oasis Sinclair Pump and Pack in Oklahoma. Use your Dino Pay app to save money on every tank of gas. And now they're serving hot food from gourmet grub and hot stuffed pizza. Food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Call in your order at 234-5325. Hunting and fishing licenses and ammo and bait are available. Open daily 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Mark Muller and his staff are doing what it takes to offer you the best stop around. At Oasis Pump and Pack in Oklahoma, they're proud of area students and their participation in all the many activities that enrich all our lives.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in South Dakota. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to Aberdeen out of the White River timeout, but it's Lower Brule basketball. Tigers take the lead back 58-57 before the break. Here is Thigh with a pump fake. Shot up and in, and Dylan Marshall called for the foul as he got caught up into the air. Came down on the back of Keisham Thigh, who finishes strong and has a chance at a three-point play. Dylan Marshall's second personal. Thigh will rattle home the and one. Mentioned earlier, got to get Keisham Thigh back in the swing of things at halftime. He's got 10 points in the second half. Now Seiler the other way draws the foul, and this one is on Keisham Thigh. That'll be his second. Lower Brule back in front, 60-58. Both teams now with 7 team fouls, so we are in 1-and-1 bonus for now for both teams, but Seiler fouled in the act of shooting, gets 2 here. The first one on his first attempt of the day is off the back rim, no good. 5:59 to go, regulation here. Second freebie is good for Joe Seiler. First point of the second half for Joe. No, he didn't score in the third quarter. He's got 19 officially, according to the official stats. Brian LaRush picks up his dribble. Now Gavin Thigh finds some space to receive. 60-59, a 1-point lead for the Oyote. It's Thigh on the move, misses. Keisham comes in, offensive board, and the putback is good. Keisham Thigh continues to work hard on the glass, becoming one of the biggest differences in this game right now. A 3-point lead for Lower Brule. Leaning in is Colby Scott, forces that one up. It's no good, and a foul on the rebound. It looks like it'll go to Keisham Thigh. Keisham not sure what he did. Or no, they're going to go the other way, I guess. And again, if you're White River, you make good on plays like the one that Colby Scott just tried to make. But Colby Scott, I just saw him tell the rest of his team, my bad, but he really tried to force that one in. And looks like this game's going to be going back and forth for the entire rest of the way. Thigh at the free throw line has a 1-and-1 coming, but it's important for both teams not to really try to force shots up. And that was the case for Colby Scott. Thigh gets the first one here. He'll earn another. Second one is up. Off the back of the rim, no good. Dylan Marshall there with the rebound ahead of Keisham trying to follow the shot, but Thigh still with it, and he takes it away from behind of Dylan Marshall. A steal. Here come the Sioux, leading by 4, looking for more. LaRush off the back of the rim and the floater in the lane. Caleb Flute comes in with an offensive rebound, though. And the Sioux will back it out. Looking for more. We're under 5 minutes to go. Gavin Thigh on the move, and an offensive foul is called. Seiler had a clean block, but it was Nick Marshall who takes the charge, and Gavin Thigh picks up a big number 4 foul here. Lower Brule will lose the possession, but they do lead 63-59, and we're under 5 minutes to go with our first play stoppage, which means media timeout. 60-second opportunity to step aside. The Sioux by 4 so far with 4:50 to play in the Consolation Championship on KGFX.
Riverview Chevrolet Buick Marine are happy to sponsor the state AV basketball tournaments, and they're proud of the Chamberlain Cubs, Lyman Raiders, and Lower Brule Sioux and all of their hard work and dedication. Congratulations to all coaches, teachers, and parents that support the many student activities. They're all about family at Riverview, and they treat you like family whenever you come into their dealership. Riverview Chevrolet Buick and Marine in Oklahoma for superior customer service and more ways to get the best deal ever. Learn more at riverviewfamily.com.
The Sweet Spot America Hotel and Business Center is now open in White River. Sweet Spot America offers pristine hotel rooms, conference room, fitness center, art and gift gallery, and wedding venue options, as well as a photography studio, massage therapist, and Sinta Gleska University's GED program. 2 spaces still available for rent. General Ed and VOTEC classes will be starting soon. Call 259-3939 for more information. Good luck, White River Tigers, from Sweet Spot America Hotel and Business Center.
Back in Aberdeen, we continue through the fourth quarter. White River now working from 4 down with the basketball. 63-59. Joe Seiler nowhere to go on the baseline, so he tries to muscle one up from 7 feet out. It bounces on the rim a couple of times, but no good. He will go to the free throw line as he draws the contact. And the foul called on Caleb Flute that picks up his second personal. Seiler. First free throw good here. White River, as Lower Brule needed earlier to get Keisham Thigh going in the second half, that they've done. White River now needs to get Joe Seiler going. The rest of this game, Dace Marshall will check out. Kenyon Easter is in, 63-61. That 4-point deficit cut in half now, as Lower Brule will walk it up the court. LaRush across the timeline now. Lower Brule spreading the offense a little bit as they play now without Gavin Thigh, who's on the bench with 4 personals, and there's a forearm push from Keisham Thigh on the drive, trying to turn the corner on the baseline. Keisham will pick up his third, but the offensive fouls are starting to mount. They're not all heavy, hard-hitting offensive fouls, but in that one, in that case, you could see it in the official right in front. Keisham trying to turn the corner, creating space and protecting the basketball, but did push off with his left forearm on a defender. So the 2-point lead remains. Seiler gets a crossover, jukes and jives down to the right side, but he has to fade away, and the shot no good. Tipped right back to him, however. Now pulls the trigger and hits a 3. Joe Seiler misses the 2, but hits the 3, and the White River Tigers take the lead at 64-63. Lane Gray on the move, challenges Dace Marshall at 6'9", does not win the battle. Marshall is down with the rebound, and the Tigers will take it the other way, right to left. Seiler and contact, and there's another offensive foul here as Joe Seiler runs over Caleb Flute. Seiler has 3 personal fouls now in this game, and all of them have been offensive fouls. And it's easy to really want to be aggressive, and that's a good thing if you're on the basketball court, but you have to stay under control, and not necessarily the case in that instance. 3.5 minutes to play, as Darren Boyle would say, in, dare I say, regulation. Lane Gray will set it up on the top of the key. Again, Gavin Thigh, point guard for the Sioux, on the bench with 4 fouls still. It's Gray and LaRush on the point, and here's Caleb Flute, who is playing outstanding minutes off the bench here in this second half. LaRush challenges, scores, and a foul, and this might be Seiler. Joe Seiler didn't do a heck of a lot on that one in the way of a foul, but he does have his 4th personal. LaRush scores and has a chance for an and one. The Sioux back in front now with another lead change, 65-64, make it 66-64. LaRush makes the free throw, and a timeout to be taken by Brian LaRush, Sr., and the Lower Brule Sioux. 3:09 to go. Boy, is this a good one or what? 66-64. Brule on top, a 60-second break, and we're back with more. The Consolation Championship on KGFX.
C&B Operations, your John Deere dealer in Chamberlain, appreciates the many young people and educators who are role models and leaders in our high schools, universities, and technical schools. We're glad to support the many area basketball players from this region, including Chamberlain, Lyman, and Lower Brule. Go to DeereEquipment.com and see how we can help you with everything to get ready for spring planting. Or better yet, stop by and see us at C&B Operations in Chamberlain, doing what it takes to make your farming operation more productive and efficient.
We all work together. Your hometown is our hometown. At your Cherry Tot Electric Cooperative, we don't simply send electricity to your home. We look out for you and your entire community. We do so for a very simple reason. It's ours too. That's why we're always working to keep the lights on and our costs down, because we pay the same bills you pay. Your hometown is our hometown, and together we can't go wrong. Cherry Tot Electric Cooperative, a touch-tone energy cooperative, looking out for you. Good luck, White River Tigers.
66-64, Lower Brule leads White River here in Aberdeen. Quick check in the Class A. St. Thomas More opening it up over Chamberlain after 3. 56-35, that game on KPLO. Brian Oakland here, play-by-play, having a good time for the Consolation Championship between two outstanding Central South Dakota squads. Here comes Dylan Marshall with a spin move on the baseline, and he'll tie this one up. Sweet shot up and in for Dylan Marshall, who has just 10 points in this game, our fourth tie in the contest. We've had 5 lead changes as well. And now Lower Brule out of that timeout gets their point guard Gavin Thigh back in. Here is Lane Gray challenging against 6'9" Dace Marshall. Marshall gets him with the body, and Gray on the drive will go to the free throw line. When you got those outstretched arms and a 6'9" frame against a 5'9" guard trying to go up for a layup, it's got to be obvious. And it was obvious enough as Gray gets 2 free throws, with the first one up, no good. Big spot here for the youngster, the 8th grader. In a tie game, Eldon Marshall wants to ice him a bit. A lot of time still to go in this one, but we remain tied at 66 with 2:28 to play. We'll take a quick 30-second break. And Gray back to the free throw line when we return in 30. This is the State B on KPLO.
When you're looking for the deal that's right for you, and you want the best quality and service too, I'm gonna tell you about the place that you should try, and this will be the only place where you buy.
For all your insurance needs, KPI Insurance has the protection that's right for you and your budget, whether it's your auto, home, farm, ranch, business, RV, boat, motorcycle, or more, even all of your life and health insurance needs. KPI Insurance, call us at 234-2323 and follow us on Facebook.
One more free throw coming for Lane Gray of Lower Brule. 66-66, 2:28 to play. March Madness has shown up here in the Big B in the Consolation Championship. The kid gets the free throw, and then Gavin Thigh knocks out the inbound pass. Lower Brule back in front, 67-66. The Tigers will get it into Joe Seiler this time as Gavin Thigh backs off. Seiler on the move, slicing and dicing, pump fake up, no good. Well, he made the layup, but he traveled with it. He dragged the pivot foot. 15 turnovers unofficially for White River, most of those coming here in the second half. Dace Marshall out, Kenyon Easter in. Joe Seiler with 4 fouls has to check out when the Tigers are on defense now, and it's up to Caleb Whipple. Mask on to play tough D with 2:10 to go here in the fourth quarter. Brule on top by 1 with a basketball. Thigh hands off. Shane Grayowl penetrates. Now an extra pass across the lane. It's Keyshawn Thigh to Grayowl, who put it up and in from up close. Lower Brule by 3, 69-66. Dylan Marshall taking the screen, driving and scoring right side, and a timeout taken here by the Tigers. 1:45 to go. White River was in a similar game yesterday. Eldon Marshall using his timeouts and actually a little hot about something, but it'll be a 60-second timeout to White River, trailing by 1 with 1:45 to play. Let's take 30 this time, and we're back with more. It's a great consolation championship on KGFX.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical South Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
White River calls the timeout. It's a full timeout because that's all they had left, but Lower Brule using the full minute. 1 point Lower Brule lead with the basketball. Both teams in the double bonus here the rest of the way. Still a minute 45 to go. White River now with just one timeout left. Sioux have 3 to go with which to use, and the possession arrow points to Lower Brule as well. So right now, those factors mentioned. Lower Brule a bit in the driver's seat with Gavin Thigh on the move, but he comes up short on the spinning layup attempt. Kenyon Easter down with the rebound. Lower Brule takes it the other way, right to left. Dylan Marshall into the lane. Finger roll, left side with the right hand is good. The Tigers take the lead. 70-69 with 75 seconds to go here in regulation. Keisham Thigh to set it up. Shane Grayal on the far side. Back to the top of the key. He'll hand off to Brian LaRush. Junior over to the far side against Colby Scott. He'll spin at the free throw line. Into the lane, comes up short. Grayal, no, that's Thigh with a rebound. Kick out, Lane Gray for 3. An offensive rebound by Keisham Thigh, generating more offense for Lower Brule, and that has been the story of the second half. 72-70, Brule by 3. Marshall will tie it up again in another spin move and another timeout here at 72-72. White River and Lower Brule. It does not get any better than this in the month of March. 39-36, we'll take another 30-second break. White River's final timeout of this one in regulation. We're back in 30 on KGFX.
Cash is king at the Golden Buffalo Casino in Lower Brule. Speed drawings are happening this Saturday. Every 15 minutes from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., win $100 cash with 2 random winners receiving $250 cash. Enjoy a 10-ounce mouth-watering prime rib in the restaurant for only $15. This Saturday, there will be $2,000 given away to 17 winners with drawings every 15 minutes from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Your winning destination, the Golden Buffalo Casino, where we can't wait to see you.
Interesting thing about these two teams, how many times has Eldon Marshall and the White River Tigers been in games like this, on this floor, in this building, in this tournament? Lower Brule, you can't say that about them, but these Lower Brule players are up to the task. And man, have we had a show here in the Consolation Championship. Now 39 seconds to go. Shot clock will start at 35, so Lower Brule will at least have to get a shot up before the final seconds tick away, but they still may want to try to play this one all the way down as far as they can. The Sioux still have 3 timeouts if they need them. 72-72. Gavin Thigh has it top of the key. 20 seconds to go. Now Keisham Thigh. Keisham on the move. Left side still with it. Spins, kicks out. Gray for 3 is blocked. Blocked by Kenyon Easter. Joe Seiler down with it. No, Tigers have time. Seiler comes up short on the layup and a foul is called. 4.5 seconds to play. Lane Gray tried the three-pointer on the top of the key. Kenyon Easter, 6'6", got a long-armed fingertip block. Seiler caught it out of the air, tried to go the distance, fouled by Gavin Thigh, who has fouled out of the basketball game. Gavin with a slow start, did not score in the first quarter, but will finish with 18 points. And I got to tell you, folks, the games that I've covered in this tournament, I think I got a lot of favorites, but I think my favorite player in this tournament just fouled out of the basketball game with 4.5 seconds to go. Seiler will shoot 2. The first one is good, and White River leads 73-72. Our 8th lead change in this game, but all of the lead changes have been here in the fourth quarter. The next one's a big one. To make it a 2-point game, Seiler shoots and scores. And a timeout to be taken by Lower Brule. They've got to figure out how to go the length of the court in 4.5 seconds and get at least a 2-pointer down. We'll keep it here. We'll set it up. Actually, we've got time for a 30-second break, and then we'll set this up when we return to close out the Consolation Championship of the Big B on KGFX.
The Wigwam in White River is proud to be a sponsor of White River High School and youth activities. The Wigwam is your local grocery store offering a great meat department, fresh produce, and friendly local folks ready to help you with your grocery and sundry items. Stop in and check out the everyday savings that the Wigwam is known for. Good luck, Tiger athletes, from everybody at the Wigwam, located in White River, your locally owned and operated grocery store.
White River 74. Lower Brule 72, 4.5 seconds left. The 8th seeded Sioux have the length of the court to go without their point guard who was fouled out of the game. They've got other guys capable. They need at least a 2 though. Keisham Thai got to be one of the go-to guys. He's going to take his place under the basket. Lower Brule will send Shane Gray Owl and Brian LaRush Jr. to the other end of the floor. Caden Whipple is in for defense for White River. Gray Owl will get it to Thigh. He actually came to get it. We've got a foul. And I just jammed my finger with that basketball coming right at me. Not a foul. Boy, there was some contact, and Lower Brule with 1.9 seconds left. I need workers' comp now. 1.9 left. 30-second timeout called by the Sioux. There was contact coming up the near side here. Keisham Thigh got bumped, but he lost the basketball out of bounds because of a tip. And if you heard the commotion, that ball actually hit our audio equipment here, but we're all still intact. Problem is, one of my bowling fingers isn't feeling so good right now. Still a 2-point game. 1.9 seconds left. The good news is for Lower Brule, they're much closer to the basket. And now they can try to set up an inbound play here. Obviously, they don't need a 3. They just need a 2 to tie it and send it into overtime. But Dace Marshall, the biggest player in this game, is going to contest the inbound. Shane Gray Owl right in front of us. I could reach out and touch him right now. Gray Owl bounces inside. Tough pass. Shot up. LaRush off the glass. Almost had it. But it does not fall, and White River will outlast the Lower Brule Sioux. Brian LaRush came across the lane, took a tough bounce pass. Shane Gray Owl had to get it in. He made as good of a pass as he could. Falling away, LaRush heaved it up. It actually kissed off the glass from about 18 feet out. I think it was for 2, not 3. Oh, my goodness. What a finish, but it comes up short for the Lower Brule Sioux. Your final score on the Wegner Auto scoreboard. White River 74, Lower Brule 72. Our postgame will come up in 2 minutes. We've got lots to talk about, and it's going to be fun to recap this one. One of the best games I've ever had in 18 years of covering high school basketball. And no place better to do it than at the State B. 2-minute timeout. Postgame begins. You're listening to the State B Consolation Championship. 1060 KGFX, 107.1 FM, and drgnews.com.
This winter, sip on a delicious hot cocoa and lose yourself in the grace of a fresh falling snow before you smash that hot mug on the driveway and join First Dakota to bank some noise for winter sports. Stomp for block shots, holler for match ceiling takedowns, and go berserk for a perfect dismount. Let's give the home team all we've got. Bank some noise with us at First Dakota National Bank.
Open new account online today at firstdakota.com. Member FDIC.
When you're in need of a fresh hot meal or a great snack, stop at the White River Drive-In. Open daily 11 to 8, 11 to 4 on Sundays. They have burgers, roasted chicken, shrimp dinners, and a variety of sides, from tater tots and cheese balls to fried dill pickles. And don't forget those sweet treats, too, especially ice cream. White River Drive-In. They wish the White River Tigers best of luck at state basketball. Success isn't an accident. Your hard work is paid off. White River Drive-In says, go Tigers.
Imagine what it would look like if we didn't have companies to haul away our unwanted things. Just take a second to think about it. Not pretty, is it? Byrie Brothers in Chamberlain can and does clean up that picture. They're here to help with all of your disposal needs, whether it's weekly pickup of household trash or you have a special project that needs a large container. Byrie Brothers will help you with whatever you need done. Give them a call at 234-5771. Byrie Brothers in Chamberlain. Satisfaction guaranteed. Call them today.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app, brought to you by the Golden Buffalo Casino, from the App Store or Google Play. It only takes a moment, so you'll have it to replay this game. See live and archived video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota high school sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app, brought to you by the Golden Buffalo Casino. Download it now at the App Store or Google Play.
Well, a break to begin our postgame to allow us to catch our breaths. And White River, who got off to such a screaming hot start in this first half, led 47-29 at the break. But by the end of the third quarter, we were starting all over. 55-55. Lower Brule outscores the Tigers 26-8 in the third period. Fourth quarter with 8 lead changes. We ended up with 5 ties as well, but White River outscores 19-17 in that final period. And down to the wire with 1.9 seconds left, Shane Grayowl bounced a pass into Brian LaRush, who had to turn around and heave-ho from fading away from 18 feet, and the ball went off the glass, but it basically went off the backside of the rim. It was just a little bit too strong for Brian LaRush Jr., which could have put us into overtime, but at any rate, it is... At any rate, it is a 2-point win for the White River Tigers. Just a great effort for both of these teams. And this is what the game of basketball is all about, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, a fun one to listen to, I hope. If you don't mind the voice, you can listen to it all over again at drgnews.com when this one is all said and done. Let's recap. White River leads 21-17 at the end of one quarter of play. Then the Tigers go on that scoring run in the second period, outscoring the Sioux 26-12. And again, our halftime score was 47-29, but Lower Brule with that 26-8 advantage in the third period, and we were tied at 55-55. But White River with 2 Joe Seiler free throws at the with 4.5 seconds left proves to be the difference, 74-72. Now, I'm not going to second guess Lower Brule. I don't know. I think I just want to say I think they maybe rushed that their last shot before the last opportunity. They had the chance to run the clock down, but maybe with too many seconds on the shot clock, they fired a 3. And interesting, I mean, it's pretty cool. They leave it in the hands of their 8th grader to try to make that shot, but Kenyon Easter came up with the blocked shot that was huge for White River. But Lane Gray on the miss. Joe Seiler came down with the ricochet. He went the other way, got fouled with 4.5 seconds left, and he hit both free throws. White River on the way up the court sped it up with Keyshawn Thigh, and ball got knocked away out of bounds. Almost took my equipment out, jammed my bowling finger. Apparently I'm not going to get workers' comp, according to the boss on that. That's what the laugh was about earlier, but that last inbound, boy, I tell you what, if that goes, whew, we are still rolling on. But 74-72 the final in this one. So, stats in this one. The winning White River Tigers, 28 out of 52 in the ball game. Good for 53, almost 54% overall. Just hitting 5 threes. They hit 3 of those in the first quarter. White River came out guns blazing for a while, but when all said and done, just 5 of 14. They do hit 13 of 16 from the free throw line, and young basketball players, if you want to win a close game, you got to hit your free throws, and 13 out of 16, 81%. Not bad. Joe Seiler hit the 2 that counted the most at the end, obviously, and White River is led in scoring by Mr. Joe Seiler. The high-scoring sophomore, 26 points in the game. Dylan Marshall with 18. Both of them have been named to the Class B state tournament all-tournament team. Colby Scott will finish with 12. Nicholas Marshall with 8. Dace Marshall with 8 off the bench. And Kenyon Easter with 2. His only 2 points of the game. And wouldn't you know it, White River wins by 2. So Kenyon not a scorer, but a good role player. And he played a big role in this one with that basket. But also the big block shot that was the defensive play of the game at the end for White River. So, again, 26, 18, and 12, the double-figure scores, Seiler, Dylan Marshall, and Colby Scott. For the Lower Brule Sioux, 27 out of 58 in the ball game. That is 46%. That's a pretty good job, but 6 of 20 from long range, just 30% there, which also isn't all that bad, but I'm sure they would. They're used to hitting a few more. 12 of 18 from the free throw line. And the Sioux have all 5 starters in double figures here. Balanced scoring, that's really how you get it done against a team like White River, but in this case just wasn't quite enough. Gavin Thigh with 17 points. Shane Gray Owl finishes with 15 points. Keesham Thigh with 14. Keesham is the only member of Lower Brule that makes the all-tournament team. You could certainly say Gavin Thigh played well enough, but you got to pick basically just one for Lower Brule because 1 and 2 teams in the tournament just don't get 2 people on the all-tournament team. That's going to be saved for the 2 and 1 teams and the teams that play in the night session. So still a job very well done for Gavin Thigh with 17, Shane Gray Owl 14, Keesham Thigh again on the all-tournament team with 14 points, but you can count his 13 rebounds. That had a lot to do with that, too. Brian LaRush Jr., 11 points. Lane Gray with 10. And then Caleb Flute with a big 5 points in the second half off the bench. And he came up big when Gavin Thigh was on the bench in foul trouble in that fourth quarter. So big game off the bench for Caleb Flute. Christian Bishop was in for a while but got 3 fouls, did not score in this one. He had some points in the state tournament yesterday, though. 74-72, White River defeating Lower Brule. Rebounds in favor of the Tigers, 31-26 overall. Joe Seiler leads the Tigers with 10. Dylan Marshall with 8, and as mentioned, Keesham Thigh with a game-high 13 rebounds, 7 on the offensive end. I mean, that is where Keesham does his dirty work as the offensive glass. The assists go to White River, 14-12. Dylan Marshall with 6 of those. Keesham Thigh with a team-high 4. Turnovers, 18 for White River, especially in that second half. They got a little sloppy thanks to the quickness from Lower Brule. I tell you what, the Sioux just were a different team coming out of halftime in that third quarter in particular. But Brule with 14 turnovers themselves. Lower Brule with 8 steals. White River with 6. A lot of stats in this one, but it is a 74-72 victory and the consolation championship to the White River Tigers. Plenty more to talk about, including the naming of our player of the game. Players of the game are brought to you by Bauman Lumber in Fort Pierre. Let's take a 30-second break, and we'll come back, talk about that as you're listening to the State B on KGFX.
When you need building supplies, there's no need to go anywhere except Bauman Lumber in Fort Pierre. Bauman Lumber is locally owned and offers quality products, expert advice, free estimates, and free local delivery for large or small projects. Whether it's a home improvement project, remodel job, or all new construction, they even welcome special orders. Quality building material and affordable prices for residential or commercial products can be found at Bauman Lumber, 1223 Sale Barn Road in Fort Pierre, or call 223-9762.
Bauman Lumber offering player of the game, and I tell you what, as well played as this one was, I think we're going to go one both ways as the players of the game, and there are a lot of people to really pat on the back. Joe Seiler with 26 points has to be the player of the game for White River in this one, not just because he's the team high scorer, but he hit the 2 free throws, and I think there's nobody that White River would have rather had the the ball in hand of than Joe Seiler, maybe Dylan Marshall, who certainly was a great free throw shooter throughout this tournament as well. But Joe Seiler, 26 points, player of the game for the White River Tigers. And for Lower Brule, Gavin Thayu had 17 points. Kisham with 14 in this game. They've had player of the game honors already in this tournament, and I think I got to go with Shane Grayowl, the next high scorer, 13 points. There were so many good performances in this game by Lower Brule, especially in coming from behind, but Grayowl pretty consistent. He got the Sioux off to a good start with a 7-point first quarter, but he made a lot of good plays at times that were needed. Grayowl got in for some rebounds when necessary as well. And Brian LaRush was in double figures. Lane Gray was in double figures. We mentioned Caleb Flute with big minutes off the bench and 5 key points in that pivotal third quarter that turned this game around for Lower Brule. But Shane Grayowl played a good tournament, and he had the most fun basket that never was in the state tournament yesterday when he hit that inbound pass looking for a backdoor lob to Kisham Thai, but he reined it in from 30 feet from out of bounds. Of course, it didn't count, but it was good for one of the best moments of this state tournament. Shane Grayowl, the Lower Brule player of the game, along with Joe Seiler of White River, will get them each a T-shirt noting their accomplishments. T-shirts and player of the game on KGFX, sponsored by Bauman Lumber Company in Fort Pierre. So, as we take a check at the bracket in Class B, we'll wrap this one up by doing just that. Again, Lyman takes 8th place in this one, going 0-3. Our first game heard earlier on KPLO, it was 59-44. Canastota pulled away in that one. And here is White River defeats Lower Brule 74-72. That's good enough for 5th place for the Tigers in their 16th straight state tournament qualification. For the third place game coming up, it's the 4-seed Viborg Hurley against number 6 Del Rapids St. Mary. And it'll be DeSmet, the top seed, just one loss on the season, taking on Aberdeen Christian in Aberdeen Christian's own backyard. They are the 7th seed in this tournament, but pulling a couple of upsets along the way. Should be a good one tonight. Aberdeen Christian has size. DeSmet just has all-around good play, and DeSmet has some big size, especially off the bench. That should be a real good state championship game. For the Class A ranks, we've got to take a check at the update on the 5th place game, although St. Thomas More wins that one going away. Chamberlain with a late surge, as it turns out, pulls within 13. But the 7th place game, first off, was won by Vermilion, previous unbeaten but losing in the last 2 days for their first 2 losses of the season. They defeat winners 78-49 for 7th place. St. Thomas More, as mentioned, has beaten Chamberlain. The final score in that one was 62-49, but in that second half, it didn't appear to be quite that close as Chamberlain closed the gap toward the end. 3rd place game coming up at 5 o'clock in Sioux Falls has 8th seed Del Rapids, who knocked off Vermilion with a last-second three-pointer on day number 1. They'll take on the 2 seed Dakota Valley. A lot of people thought Dakota Valley would be the team to beat, especially when Vermilion got bounced from the winners bracket, but it's Dakota Valley going for 3rd against Del Rapids. Sioux Valley, the 3 seed, they've also only got 1 loss on the season. That was to Dakota Valley. They turned that around and beat the Panthers last night. Now they go for the championship against the 4 seed in Sioux Falls Christian. Sioux Falls Christian, the 4 seed, with 5 losses on the season. As I understand it, though, a lot of their losses came with some key players out due to COVID during the regular season. So it should be a great State A championship battle as well with Sioux Falls Christian and Sioux Valley. Now the AA ranks, the 7th place game went the distance and then some, with Mitchell knocking off Harrisburg 78-72 in overtime. The consolation championship is currently at halftime in Rapid City. Brandon Valley leading Aberdeen Central 26-19. The 3rd place game has Matthew Moores and the Yankton Bucks playing Sioux Falls, Washington. And if you want to see one of the best all-time players in South Dakota, watch that 3rd place game as Matthew Moores will play his final game as a Buck before going on to Wisconsin to become a Badger. And how about those Badgers crushing North Carolina yesterday, hey? Yankton in Sioux Falls, Washington for 3rd at 6 o'clock Central. Should be another good one. The championship with Sioux Falls Roosevelt, the 3 seed against number 4 Sioux Falls, O'Gorman, but those are my picks in the championship game all along here in the second half of the season, and again, that will be a great one as well. So those are the brackets. This is high school basketball. By the way, folks, on your way to and from high school sports, whether it be in the spring sports season coming up or anywhere, anytime, make sure you slow down, stay alert, don't veer for deer. That's a reminder from the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. Our coverage of the State B basketball tournament is brought to you by our stations, our advertisers, and the member schools of the South Dakota High School Activities Association. No rebroadcast in whole or in part may be made without the express written permission of the SDHSAA. Keep in mind all of our state tournament coverage, from the A with the Chamberlain Cubs on KPLO, from the Bs here with Lyman, with Lower Brule, with White River, either on KPLO or on KGFX, can be heard in their entirety, for the most part, on the station pages, specifically on drgnews.com or on your DRG News app, which is downloadable and brought to you by the Golden Buffalo Casino in Lower Brule. It's the Golden Buffalo helping to make coverage of high school basketball a possibility as well in Lower Brule. First Dakota National Bank in Chamberlain, Byrie Brothers, Chamberlain Ready Mix, also sponsoring coverage of the State B, Oasis Pump and Pack, Riverview Chevrolet Buick and Marine, C&B Operations of Chamberlain, and KPI Insurance also sponsoring, as are the good people of the Wigwam, White River Drive-In, Dakota Prairie Bank, Krogman Law Office, River's Edge Restaurant, Sweet Spot Hotel and Business Center, and Cherry Todd Electric. Stop into these businesses, shake the hand of the people who make state tournament coverage a possibility. We wish you all a big thank you as well. We couldn't have done it without you. The South Dakota High School Activities Association has provided announcements throughout. Bauman Lumber and Wagner Auto sponsor the stream on KGFX page of drgnews.com. The scoreboard sponsor, when applicable, is Sioux Nation in Fort Pierre. And this game is brought to you within the broadcast by the Pottsabah State Farm Insurance Agency in Pierre, the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, as well as Lynn's Dakota Mart in Pierre and Fort Pierre, CHS River Plains, Bauman Lumber in Fort Pierre, and Wagner Auto in Pierre, the one place to go. Final note, this is it for the winter sports season for all of us on the stations of DRG Media Group. One more congratulations from last weekend to the White River Lady Tigers, your state champion in Class B, and head coach Jared Bowman, and a big pat on the back to Kaylin Valandra-Prue and her outstanding career. Malia Estes hitting a big shot to send the Tigers into the championship. That was fun to watch. This one just about as good. It's a consolation championship, though, for the White River Tiger boys. Your final Wagner Auto scoreboard reads White River 74, Lower Brule 72. State track meet coverage coming up here on KGFX over Memorial Day weekend. We invite you to join us for that, covering all area and Central South Dakota teams. For Heather Williams back in studio, it's tough to say goodbye until next year for the time being. Brian Oakland here for DRG Media Group Sports on behalf of David Burrell, Darren Boyle, and all of our sports team at DRG Media Group. White River, your consolation champions, defeating Lower Brule 74-72. Have a good rest of your weekend, everybody. Thank you.